Alright, so despite the struggles you had with number 2, it's still very well done. So it's still faster than most people get with stuff like that. So I like it. I like what I saw, I like what I heard. So moving on, it's a couple new rhythms here. So number 1 is kind of an introduction to number 2. And lots of tied notes. So at least with number 1 here, you have the same rhythm every bar. And just more of the same stuff really, in terms of you just gotta think of things like a grid. You know, the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you're just coming in on different parts of that grid. So if you need to write it out and then underline the part of the beat you play on, good idea. So see if you can figure out what the rhythm is before I demonstrate it here. And keep that strumming hand moving even when you're not hitting anything. It's going to make things a lot easier. Keep things rhythmically correct. Here we go. 60 beats per minute. Number 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. Done. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. Done. 160. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 200, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, number 2. So keep this rhythm right here in mind. So you got your quarter tied to an 8, 8 tied to a quarter. Quarter tied to an 8, 8 tied to a quarter. So that happens 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 4 times. Do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then just straight eighth notes here. So this is basically a polyrhythm that's happening. And basically you have 2 different tempos going on at the same time. I know that probably sounds confusing because it is. So you have your downbeats happening that the metronome is doing for you. So you're going to have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just highlighting all the downbeats, okay? Do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's, you have that metronome clicking that pace, right? The 60 or whatever you're going to be doing. Now, the chords, on the other hand, everything is evenly spaced. This lasts a beat and a half, 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 beat and a half. So yeah, quarter notes full beat, eighth notes half a beat. So quarter tied to an eighth note is a beat and a half long. Eighth note tied to a quarter note, still a beat and a half long. So these chords are all evenly spaced apart. So that's what I mean by there's another tempo happening, because you're strumming those chords in even distance apart in terms of the time apart. So the metronome's clicking at a steady pace. The chord you're strumming, that's happening at a steady pace too. So basically, this is the polyrhythm right here. You have 2 chords evenly spaced across 1, 2, 3 beats. It's a 2 across 3 polyrhythm. Hopefully that was not too confusing. So definitely write out the little template there of going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and do it for like just the 3 bars. That's fine. Pretty sure you know what the 4th bar's rhythm is. So yeah, just write out 3 bars worth of full eighth notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Do that 3 times. Underline the part of the beat that you play on and see if you get it right. Here we go. 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and done. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4, 3, 2. 160. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 200. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another thing to recognize that could be helpful is you're going to keep flipping the pick direction that hits the chords. So what I mean by that is you hit this with a downstroke. This will be hit with an upstroke. That'll be hit with a downstroke, hit with an upstroke. So it's downbeat, upbeat, downbeat, upbeat, and that keeps doing that for the first 3 bars there. So if any questions come up, let me know. Hopefully this week has been better for you and not as stressful. Glad you're able to get to practicing, get the videos in, and see you next week.